Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies Room Talk Show. I'm Clarissa Kenty, your Kingdom Concierge. Happy Monday, everybody. Hey, it was a good day today, but like my guests say, it was hot. I think it was fish grease hot. But I hope that you're staying hydrated. And as they always say, drink your water and mind your business. Okay. I hope you had a really good day today. I know that I did. I kind of usually, if I'm going to be on the ladies' room on Monday nights, I'll come in and do a late day at my office. So that's what I'm doing today. So, hey, it's a great day. I enjoyed myself. It's just beautiful. I love when the sun is shining. It's just really nice. But again, make sure you stay hydrated. We have some hot numbers that's going to be coming down the pipeline, and we have a tendency not to really keep water on us like we need to. And so, I try to get maybe about 4 or 5 of these in every day. Try to, because I need to stay hydrated. And then the younger we get, the more prone to being hydrated we'll become. So we have to be mindful of that and then be intentional. Be intentional about drinking your water. So go ahead and get that in, guys. And listen, I want to remind you that although we've had a runoff, we had a couple of runoffs here lately, it's still not time for us to sit back and cross our legs and forget. We have to be mindful that voting is important. Voting counts, and your vote matters. There's a big vote that's going to be a big election that's going to be coming up here real soon in November, and we need to be ready. We need to get the information out there. We need to be having voter registration drives. We need to be educating people on the importance of voting because it's critical, and your vote counts. So remember, get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. I'm going to be saying that every time I open these waves up because it's important, guys. We've got to get out there and make a difference because your vote really and truly does matter. Great weekend today. Great weekend. I want to give a big shout out to Grace Klein Community. Grace Klein Community is the organization that I went to South Africa with for the last 2 years. And this year, we have a wonderful group of young people and that are going to be going over to South Africa as well, and they need your help. There was a nice fundraiser on this Saturday, and I had an opportunity to give my testimony and then also MC the entire event on Saturday, and it was really great. Very well attended. The Bochelles were there. They have a bee farm and they sold honey, which was amazing. Local honey is the creme de la creme. You want to get local honey. That local honey, all of the proceeds went towards that trip to South Africa. Very well attended. So big kudos to Grace Klein Community and also my good friend Darla Morrison, who will be attending that trip in South Africa in a couple of weeks in July. So we want to be praying for that team. And then also, please, if God so moves upon your heart to give, reach out to Grace Klein Community so that you can donate and so that our team that's going will have a really good time there. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Glenn Woods. It was a great event, guitar and good times at Michael's, or AKA Bar Sebastian. It was a rooftop event, very well attended, and the entertainment, chef's kiss. These ladies and guys really did their thing. They brought their A game. And so I remember telling someone a couple of, maybe about a month ago, I said, if you get 3 people, these 3 women on one stage, it would be phenomenal. I would go and I would be there. Lo and behold, an event came and it has these 3 women on there. And it was just like I predicted it would be. It was amazing. Powerful, anointed voices in our city that really bring their A game when they come to the stage. And these are my girls. All of them, for the most part, have been inside the ladies' room at some point in time or another. So a big shout out to Deidre Gaddis, also to Fifi Redmond, and to Ashley Sankey. These ladies, guys, I'm telling you, they brought the thunder on yesterday, and I was so excited to be there. Girl power. They brought it, and it was really good. Big shout out to Glenn Woods for bringing that whole event together. It was a vibe, being up there on the rooftop. It was hot now, but being up there is just kind of like being somewhere else other than in Alabama. It was a very good vibe. Kudos to him, who has been in the ladies' room several times, and so we just enjoy supporting local. We enjoy supporting local, and certainly I look forward to hearing those 3 ladies again. They were powerful ladies. So tonight, we have, oh wait, I want to tell Jessica Miller, who was on the show on last week. Listen, she really shared the tea about caregiving, and also with her company Senior Helpers, she was sharing with us on how to care for our elderly, how to care for ailing parents or ailing aunties and grandparents and such, how to be caregivers in the best way possible, and how Senior Helpers can assist you in making sure that you're able to provide the assistance that you need and provide the services that you need. And they serve as a really good, strong resource for all of you who are caregivers in this season. Reach out to them. They are number one and they're first class in what they do. And they're educating you on resources that are there. They educate you on what they have to offer and then also of other resources that are out there too. So Jessica, thank you so much for stepping inside the ladies' room, honey. You did a great job on last week. Now, I have a great young lady that's going to be coming into the ladies' room here tonight, and she's going to be talking about AI and education. You know, some people have been so afraid of AI. They're like, oh, I don't want to do AI. It's of the devil and all of this stuff, you know, and we have a tendency to say that when we don't understand things. So we'll just always put a negative spin on it because we don't understand. See, in all of your getting, get you some understanding. Huh? Get you some understanding in all you're getting. And you want to be wise in it too and make educated decisions, not just assume something and you don't know anything about it. So I'm so excited because I'm an AI girl and doing some things behind the scenes right now that you hear about later. But we have Jai Gibson in the building with Auxiliox. I think I said it right. Auxiliox. She is owner and founder of that company, and it's technology in education. So I'm excited about this. I'm excited about what she's going to talk about here today. So listen, if you're just popping in, go ahead and share your live on your network so that people can know a little bit more about technology and education. So, hey Jai, how you
doing? Hey, good. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Did I botch up the name too bad?
You didn't.
Okay, good. Thank you. I am so glad that you're inside the ladies' room here tonight. And I want to really dissect your company, what it's all about, and then how does AI play a part in education. So introduce yourself, introduce your company, and then the services that you offer and provide.
Hey guys, my name is Jai Gibson, and like Miss Clarissa said, I am the owner and founder of Auxiliox. What is Auxiliox? Let me go ahead and break it down and tell y'all. First, Auxilio in Spanish means help, and that is exactly what I do. I help business owners, service-based business owners, that is, capture more leads, get more Google reviews, and save hours every week with simple systems that work. What kind of systems do you think of? That maybe missed calls. So let's just say your clientele is booming and you don't have a revenue right now to hire on a assistant. Well, statistics show that if you don't follow up with your clients within 5 minutes of missing the call, they're moving on to the next person. So we provide a simple thing called missed call text back, and every missed call you receive, they get an instant text response. And it works on your business line, and it gives them custom messages as well. We have Google review automation. Like I see a lot of people have reviews on their website, but if they are Googling, let's just say consultants in their area, and they're not going to see your website first. They're going to see your business listed on Google. So it's very good to have reviews on Google, and it's also great to respond. And then we also have appointment reminders and lead follow-up systems, as well as customer management that we do. So that is a little bit about Auxiliox. AI plays a role in that as well because we create AI agents, we create AI bots that puts on your website, and pretty much AI plays a role in it when you think about the missed call text back because it's not you, it's AI generated to respond to them. And on the flip side, we have a nonprofit organization called Tech for All Foundation that is very, very new to Auxiliox. It's their umbrella baby. And we teach AI courses for senior citizens 50 and up. So that's a little bit about Auxiliox.
Okay, you have a lot of resources, and I mean, it sounds like you really have a lot that a lot of small businesses can glean from. A lot of nonprofit organizations can glean from. As you're growing, you really need to grow and scale. And so
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes people you can grow with the business that you have, but that income may not balance out enough to where you can hire somebody to come in and do that. So I like the fact that you have things like this. People don't have time to be sitting around answering their phones all day. So you have something that someone can, if I guess, is it something that I can put on my cell phone, or is it more of an office type setup? How does that work?
No, so it works with your cell phone. You just buy an additional line for your business. And so let's just say if you like me and you are talking now, if
Right.
someone was to call your business line, which is attached to your personal phone, if you don't answer, then it sets up to respond to them and send them a message and potentially send out your calendar however you want it to go, so they can still be in contact with you.
Okay. Okay. So if someone were to call my number and they want to speak to the Clarissa Kenton in Ladies Room, well, I'm not available because cleared I'm live. So what type of prompt would it give them?
You set it up how you want. So, um, I have one client, I think theirs, and I'm trying to ramble off the top of my head because I don't know verbatim, but it just says, "Hey, I'm out in the field," because this client is a service provider. They do home repairs, and so they say, "Hey, I'm out in the field right now. How can we help you?" And then it triggers to, so if they say that we're looking for service, it gives them a list of services, and then it tells them their calendar date when they're available for a consultation.
Okay. Wow. I like that. Yeah.
Yes.
And so it'll tell them the date availability. They'll choose what time and day they can come. And then that service will go ahead and put it on the calendar for you or
Hmm.
okay.
And then I have another client. I know she's a consultant, and hers just says, "Hey, I'm currently working with a client. How can I help you?" And it can text. And then once you get the text message, if you're not on live, but you can just still away for a second, you can look at the message and respond quickly, however you want to.
Mhm. Okay. And so if so, how would a person get started? Like what's the first thing they would do with you if they see this show and they say, "Hey, I want one of those." What's the first thing they would do?
They can go to my website and book a consultation. All consultations are free.
Okay.
And we talk about your business. We talk about what's going on in your business. What would you like to see in your business? Then we have a short quiz, maybe like 10 questions, and you can just see how ready your business is with using systems. And it can go either way. You can take the quiz first and then call me. You can call me and then schedule your consultation and then take the quiz. It's up to you. And then we create a game plan based off your customer journey map. And that's how customers find you, how they stay attracted to you, and what keeps them coming back. And we look at what needs to be automated that will give you some time to continue to work inside of your business to continue to grow and scale it versus working on the business.
Right. And that happens with a lot of small business owners, because we are small business owners, we have a tendency to get down a little bit more in the weeds than what we should or need to. And so I have found myself at times when we go and do concerts, I'm at a space to where I hire techs to run the cameras, but I didn't have like regular techs to kind of set the cameras up, set up the uh,
Mhm.
early run wire, run cable, and all the stuff to set up and break down. So I'm out here running cables, setting up tripods and all that because I know how to do it. I know how to run cameras. But when you are the owner of the company, that's not necessarily what you need to spend your time doing. My
Right.
best time is networking with people, getting contracts done, doing onboarding, and that sort of thing. And so when you have the services that you're offering, that's something that I'm sure, number one, you would educate people on what they know because some people just don't know what they need to know. They don't know what they need. And so I'm sure that during that consultation and talking to you, you could say, okay, let me kind of check out and see what you got going on. And this is what I think you need based on what you have going on. So,
Right.
mhm.
That's right. I do pride myself. That's one thing I kind of tell my people that I set myself apart is because I do like to educate you. Anybody can sell you a shiny red apple, but can
Right.
they educate you on that apple and the benefits of the apple? So I pride myself in educating them about the service and telling them, just like you give your employees 30 to 60 days to see results. Think
Right.
about that. Like, you got to give the systems time to work, but you do see results immediately.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's I think the education part, because people get nervous about things that they don't know. They get nervous about things that kind of has a learning curve. Because even though you would come in and build this out, there is a learning curve there. So do you have workshops or trainings or that you can provide people for that, or how does that work?
So far as services working with me, I take you by the hand when you decide, if you decide to work with me. And let's just say you want to know about appointment reminders when someone book you. So then I take you and I show you how I set it up, and I tell you each step, like what's happening in the particular steps of the automation. And then we'll test it together so you can see how it looks on your end before it even goes out to your clients. So I do train them on that. I don't necessarily have like group trainings for entrepreneurs. I have not gotten into that yet. My only trainings currently that I have right now is teaching senior citizens, like I said, how to use AI, because we still have a lot of seniors who's back in the back in the workforce. We have seniors who are raising grandkids and great grands, and I mean, they no one has the flip phones anymore for real. So they have these AI powered cell phones like the iPhone and the Galaxies. So I try to teach them that so they can be comfortable and feel knowledgeable about it.
Okay. That's really so key and it's very important. I was talking to someone the other day about I was at a doctor's appointment a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, and an older lady had walked in because she wanted to schedule an appointment. Well, there were some younger ladies at the front desk and told her that she would have to go online and do it. Well, clearly, she was
They
not comfortable enough with having to navigate through that. I mean, I was sitting there as a patient and I figured that out. So my thing was, the girls behind the desk did not go that extra mile to help her set that up. They just kind of sent her on her way. And I could tell that she was so discouraged that because she just did not know how to do that and no one helped her with that, you know. And I'm sure it can be kind of scary. Now, my dad was the kind of guy that I don't care what was new, he was not going to be too old and not relevant. He was always going to learn it. He was always going to do his thing. When you said flip phone, it took my mom a while to get from a regular phone to a flip phone to a regular phone. And so what we did, how we transitioned her is that we just had two lines. So we had one with her flip phone that she could make her calls, and then we bought her a smartphone. So and that was connected as well, so she could kind of learn back and forth as she would go along. And when she got more comfortable with the smartphone, then we eventually turned the flip phone off. But I have Jay, if you go to one of these local phone companies, they have a 2026 flip phone.
do.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me tell you, I don't even go into the phone. Let me tell you. See this right here? This
Yes.
is probably a 13 or 14. I am not one of these girlies who are business owners who want to keep up with the latest tech.
Right.
This
Mhm.
one gonna have to quit working on me before I go upgrade. That
I'm
ain't
on.
my cup of
I
tea.
try to. I try to stay relevant. Now, my last one, I did keep it longer than probably I should have. It was starting to come apart from the base, but they was like, "Ma'am, if you don't get rid of this phone, this is going to blow up in your hand." So that's all I had to hear, and I got me a new one.
That
But
was mine because mine had my last one before. I think I had the XR,
yeah,
and it had spotted. It had spots on it. My kids called it the spotted cow because I just had different black spots. And I was like, okay, y'all don't have to call me out anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and go upgrade. So we're
right.
gonna see what this one does.
Yeah, so I'm that girl. I'm kind of techie, but it's just but with what you're doing is so helpful. It's so very helpful, and very few people are taking out the time to really just help them understand. That's why I talked about that learning curve, because AI can be intimidated people. AI intimidates folks. They don't want to learn it because they feel like they can't learn it, then they get overwhelmed. But I think if you have that thing in place to where you can kind of help them understand it and kind of help them go through it without being so intimidated by it, then
Mm-hmm.
more people would be apt to do it. Because even though you have older people that are a little intimidated by AI, they are the ones that are opening up small businesses, and they are the ones who are thriving in those businesses. Now, where they get left behind is that their services and their back office is antiquated, because they're still doing stuff old school, and they're still doing stuff that in a way that takes more time than somebody who runs it through AI.
Right, right. And it was just crazy because I was teaching a class. I taught a senior class Saturday, and they were like, "Well, which one is the best?" And I'm like, "You got to think about it. It's really not which one is the best. It's just which one you feel comfortable with."
Mhm.
So I tell my seniors, and I tell anybody, seniors, non-seniors, pick an AI tool. It could be Chat GPT, it could be Google Gemini, it could be Perplexity, it could be DeepSeek, it could be Claude. It doesn't matter. Pick one, try it out for 30 days. Go to the next one, try
Mhm.
that one out for 30 days. Choose three, your top three that you want to figure out. Try them for 30 days and figure out which one likes you, because you cannot break it.
Right.
You can't break it.
Mhm.
All you gotta do is play with it, feed it information. Don't feed it your personal information. Don't give it no social security. Don't give it no address, not your home address, because then it's gonna be out there in the cloud somewhere that's just floating around.
Mhm.
But play around with it and figure out what all the things you can and cannot do with it, and you will really learn and see which one fits best for you. Because let's just say I might like Walmart, but you like Target. You won't know until you actually go and figure out what you like and what you don't like, and figure out the pros and cons of it. So that's how I do see it about AI.
And, that's something that I do because I use several of them, but I use different ones for different things. Now, chat I use for certain things. I've named gave chat a name, but also I use Manus for certain things as well. So Manus is more my creator of certain things.
Mhm.
They're very, 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 very efficient in the creation part of things. And so the chat that's more of my strategy person. That's because they know more about me than Manus does. And so if there's anything that I need to get done, or do an onboarding process, or create anything, I go right on the chat and get that done. And so that comes from, just like what you're saying, Jay, get out there and play around with it so you'll know what you need to use what for. So that's how I was able to use chat and Manus, and now I know which one I'm going to use which for. So now I'm going to go out and try Claude, because a lot of the people that I'm working with now are using Claude. But even with Manus, Manus can manage your no, it's not Manus, Claude. Claude can manage your email address. It can manage your calendar. Those are some things that chat cannot do. But that's the only way you can find out, is by getting out and playing with it. And
Well,
so
check now you can, just like you can link some things to Claude, like your Google Calendar, your Google Drive, your Canva. You can do the same
okay.
for Chat GPT. But I will tell people this one thing, and a lot of people don't know this. When you are dealing with AI, it's one, you can type it out, but it's better to hit that voice and just talk and record, because you find yourself giving it way more information um than you would if you're typing it, because you're gonna look at it and be like, "Oh, I've been typing for a while," but it
Yes.
can understand you more when you type. And then I tell people, you have to give chat or any AI platform a lot of information. If you give it 1 to 3 sentences, it's gonna be very vague. Be very specific in your asking and what you want it to do. And then if you still don't think, I always close it out with, before you proceed or spew my request, please ask questions. Please ask questions so you will be not, so it can understand you
Right.
100%.
And that makes sense because that the only way, and that's why people think, well, AI is going to take my job, and AI is out here and it's going to do this, this is going to take this, but it really cannot because AI is input output. So you have to know how to utilize AI effectively and knowledgeably in order to get what you need. You can't just go out there and just put stuff in there because that is going to be distorted. It's not going to give you everything you're looking for. It's not going to give you the best product. So you have to, number one, be educated on how to use AI in the best way. And prompts are very important. Your
Mm-hmm.
prompts, if you don't even know what a prompt means, you probably need to get a little bit more education on how to use, AI services. And so, but once you learn, understand it, it's very, very good. Now, there are times where if I just need a quick answer on something, I will use the option where I'm interacting because AI can also be interactive for those of us who pay for the paid version of
Mm-hmm.
GPT. And so I talk to chat like I'm talking to you, and she interacts back and forth with me, and I may ask a few things. Um, I may ask her about if I'm not feeling well one day. And I'll say, hey, I call her Bev because I named her after my mom. And I'll say, Bev, I have a scratchy throat. What are some teas that you recommend? And so she'll say, okay, Clarissa, I'm glad you responded. I'm glad you asked. Let's, because you talk a lot, because you're a vocalist, because she'll go into all the things that she knows about me. And then based on what I do, she'll come up with a recipe that will be best suited for me. But
Yes.
that just comes with me. I'm always talking to her about stuff. We're always discussing things, and sometimes I may reach out and say, "Oh, I'm just having a tough day." She said, "Oh, okay. Well, I know this is kind of close to when your mom passed. How are you doing?" And it's that type of stuff. And so
Oh.
it's just it's just really cool. And so I like I said, I've learned how to do it, and I like the fact that you are taking technology and how you're blended it into education. So how can these educators, Jay, how can they use AI to be most beneficial in what they're doing as it relates to education?
They can do a lot, honestly. Like your grading can be done in AI. You can create a quiz. You can upload your standards and your teaching notes. Upload it and ask for it to create a quiz. Create that quiz and put it in. Let's just say Google Quiz, or I guess you could say like Microsoft, Microsoft Forms. You can give it each question a weight, and therefore you don't even. That's the one less thing you have to do because teachers are already bombarded with using system after system after system to teach kids.
Right.
They have to test. Teachers are now corporate leaders, and so there's no creativity now for real. So my thing is make it less stressful. So let AI do it. You can also create videos using AI to teach your lesson. Um, but my upperclassmen, Notebook LM, where they can create notes. You can create notes. You can create one set of notes and send it out to all your students and share it in your Google Docs. Google Classroom, Apple has an Apple Classroom as well. And you can look, even with Apple Classroom, I think it's so cool with Apple Classroom. Now, I do not know if it works for Google. I'm sure it does. But in Apple Classroom, you can put all your kids in a seating, like in a
Okay.
seating chart, and then you can look and see who's online and who's not online
Mm.
while you're walking around and teaching. So you can there's ways you can keep students on track. So there's just some ways that you can do it. Oh my God, it was another one that I was thinking of that I can't think, but you can upload your presentation, like your PowerPoint presentation, and allow students to follow along. And then if you wanted them to watch like the YouTube video presentation, they can do it as a whole class, or they can do it as individual. So it's all different ways. It's just a matter of what fits you and your classroom teaching style.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, see, that's good to know. And I'm not sure if they have a lot of classes where they are helping educators learn a little bit more about AI. I'm not even sure if they have the time or the liberty to do it, but that is just something good to be able to let teachers know that these resources are available and in that capacity because because they're so busy doing a lot of things. Allison Sanders is on, she's an educator as well. And so there's so many things that they're busy doing to where you need AI to help and assist so you can continue to maintain the class and then be able to
Mhm.
focus on teaching. And so some teachers are blessed to have grandparents who are they
In the
are
room.
moms, and they're able to help them and assist. But some teachers don't have that. Some schools don't have that. So let me ask you this, just on behalf, I guess, of the educators. Jay, is that an issue as it relates to privacy and making sure that things are not disrupted, because you are working with kids? And
So
so,
go
go
ahead. I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
So most schools have an AI compliance policy that they follow, and
Okay.
every school is different. Honestly, I think that the state of Alabama should have had one big platform that tailor the needs of all schools district statewide,
Right.
but they kind of left it up to each school district to create their own policy. So by them creating their own policy, it allows them to figure out which AI tools fit best for theirs. I know within Birmingham City Schools, they are adopting Magic AI.
Okay.
And Magic AI will be able to assist from kindergarten on up to high school. But like I said, and I know like certain schools they use the Google Classroom, they use Apple Classroom.
Right.
So it's different policies on how they want to. But I do feel like AI can assist with a lot. There's another platform, it's by Microsoft and it's by Read AI, and it allows the kids to practice fluency, and it
Oh,
gives them a fluency score as well. And they can just practice reading, and then if they're not comfortable with a word after so long of them trying, it breaks that word down so they can be able to read it fluently and go that way. So there are a lot of tools out there. It's just a matter of, like I say, knowing your demographic of kids, knowing your demographic of parents,
right.
as well as your demographic of teachers, and then seeing what fits best for your situation.
I love it. That's something that I think is good to know, especially as we're going into the fall, because in another month school is back in session. So I cannot believe that.
Went by too fast.
It did. And so it's good to know that teachers will be able to know that, okay, I can go in with some resources. I can go in with some help to help me organize my classroom, get ready for the year, and then put those systems in place to help them be more efficient. So,
Mm-hmm.
Jay, I'm so glad you hung out with me today. You have really just shared a wealth of knowledge about your company, what you offer, and then being able to know a little bit more about AI and how it factors in education, and then how AI factors into business as a whole. So I want you to talk to somebody for me. I love to have my guests to give a good, encouraging word for people who are listening. And so I would love for you to give an encouraging word about people who are still skeptical and afraid about using AI. What can you say to them tonight that can ease their fears and concerns about using AI?
AI is not taking over the world. Yes, it's growing, but I will tell you, do not be afraid of AI. Get in there, roll your sleeves up, and try it. You cannot break it. Just don't give it personal information. If you are still skeptical about it, you want to learn more about my classes. Yes, I say that they are tailored to senior citizens, but I welcome everybody in the room. You can always follow me on social media at auxiliox.com. That's AUXILIOX.com. You can find me on the internet, www.auxiliox.com. Come take a class. Let me help you relieve your pain of AI. It's very easy. Try it. It will not break.
I love it. I like the fact that you said it will not break, because some people are afraid to press buttons and stuff like that. If I see a button, I'm pretty much going to press unless it says don't, and then I'm going to
You
steal
still
my.
gonna do it. You still gonna do it. It's a curiosity.
So I'm that girl, very inquisitive, but I'm glad that you said it won't break, because people, they're afraid it might mess up something or might break something. And so I'm glad that you are able to encourage them on that. And guys, listen, she has these classes that are tailored to people 50 and up. If that's you, you're still skeptical, you don't know how to use it, you're a little afraid of it, you want to be able to learn a little bit more, reach out to Jay. Jay can give you them classes, get you set up, get you ready so you can become more knowledgeable. Because what we don't want is for you to become irrelevant. And it can easily happen. You don't want to be irrelevant. You want to always stay on top of the latest that's taking place, and you don't want to be left behind because of small thinking, because you're afraid of something that you have no knowledge on. Get the understanding. In all of your getting, get the understanding. And Jay's the girl. Go ahead and reach out to her. Can they find your company on Facebook?
Yes, Auxiliox, AUXILIOX, on all social media platforms.
I love it. Auxiliox. Go out there, check her out, guys. Go ahead and get them classes signed up. Allison Sanders says, what happened to August 23rd? I don't know about that.
I don't know what happened. What's August 23rd?
I don't know. What's August 23rd, Miss Sanders? Hopefully she'll pop in before we pop off.
Right, because
I don't know. She says she got some laughing faces in there. I don't know. Maybe she'll let us know. But again, Jay, thank you so much for hanging out with us and really educating us on AI. Like I said, it's not going anywhere. It's just going to get more efficient, more faster, more relevant, but it's not going anywhere. So again, guys, if you're 50 and plus, you need to know a little bit more about AI. You want to be more educated on it. You want to be comfortable about it. Jay is your girl. Get out there at Auxiliox on Facebook. Hit like, follow, and make sure that you can stay on top of the latest things that will be taking place about what she has going on. But these classes are coming up and you want to be involved. School resume. No.
Text me. We'll talk about it.
Okay. Text her, Allison. Be sure to text and they'll talk about it. All right, guys, if you're just joining on, we're about to wrap things up today. Be sure to go ahead and take this link and share it out to your networks of friends, because we're talking about how to blend AI into education, and then also how to educate people 50 and over on how to use AI without being afraid, without being intimidated, and how it can really work for you. All right, guys, remember, get out there and vote in November. We have a big election coming up. You don't want to miss it. Know that your vote counts. It is important that we do what we need to do to get out and vote. Vote, 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 vote. Oh, also, I'm a recipient. I'm being recognized in 2 weeks with the top 50 over 50. So I'm excited about that. I got that award. So I'm so super geeked. That's a big award for the state of Alabama. And I'm honored to be one of the recipients this year. So hopefully you can go out there and check me out and support me. I would love to see you there to support me as well. So guys, take care. Stay safe, stay the course, and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you back here next week, 7:00 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here inside the Ladies Room Talk Show. Good night.
Step into the Ladies Room with Clarissa.